You know, we can spend this entire keynote talking about all of the amazing stories that come out of the Salesforce community, but today we want to focus on one particular individual and one particular award, the Awesome Admin Trailblazer Award. And with me to talk about how you can get this award and our fabulous recipient, I have Chris Landy, who's the VP of Admin Marketing at Salesforce. Chris?
Yes, so today we want to celebrate our Salesforce administrators. These are people who innovate on the platform. They build and they customize and they make sure that all Salesforce users are set up for success. So at each World Tour, we honor an amazing Salesforce admin, someone who is not only rocking their Salesforce admin job, but also takes time to give back to the community and help other people blaze their trails.
And who do you have with you here today?
So we have Amanda Matczynski, and Amanda is a Salesforce admin and operations specialist at Wolf & Company. She is a self-taught admin. She learned Salesforce on the job and by using Trailhead. In fact, she has 117 badges. She just got another badge this morning. And so she is completely self-taught, and outside of her day job, she leads the Boston user group, helping other people learn Salesforce, and she also mentors others to learn Salesforce skills.
So Amanda, talk to me a little bit about the mentoring. That's a great thing to get involved in. How did you go about becoming a mentor?
Yeah, so there's actually a group in the success community to pair up mentors and mentees. So I signed up and I was matched with a mentee, and we've been chatting every couple weeks for the last 6 months or so.
That's great. And are you mentoring one person, or do you have several different people you work with?
Through the online group, just one, but also mentoring people within my firm to learn more about Salesforce.
That's fantastic. Now, I think it's time that we should get to the award. Chris, I think you have a couple things to give Amanda, so let's get going.
I do. So first, I want to honor you, Amanda, for being an awesome admin and a trailblazer and really embodying what it means to blaze trails and to help other people blaze their own trails. So I have this awesome admin trailblazer award for you and the very coveted golden trailblazer hoodie. So,
That looks, I think she should model the Trailblazer hoodie. What do you think? Model?
yes.
Is anyone thinking about Rocky Balboa right now? That's amazing. Thank you so much for being an awesome admin and getting the coveted golden hoodie that's going to be tweeted on Twitter momentarily. Let's give a big round of applause for Amanda Matczynski becoming our first awesome admin in Boston for the World Tour. Peter, I think we're going to go to some entertainment shortly, but first of all,
I hope so.
I'm just kind of curious as to, what are you up to after the show here today?
Oh, well, it's World Tour season, Julie, which means that we've got Paris next week. We've got Chicago the week after that. I do not personally need to do Tokyo, but soon after that will be Trailhead DX, our second annual and probably, again, completely sold-out developer conference. The ecosystem just continues to grow in amazing ways, as exemplified by Amanda, and also at the strategic enterprise management level, as exemplified by the conversation we just had with Jeannie. So really, it's growing at both the upper and the lower ends of the bell curve, as it were, both entry opportunities for new people coming into the system and the much more strategic conversations that people like Bruce Richardson, Val Afshar, other people here at Salesforce are increasingly finding that management brings them in not to talk about cloud, not to talk about CRM, but to talk about how do we function in a connected world, how do we win the war for talent, how do we create new levels of customer engagement that allow us to thrive in this environment.
I know the whole war around talent, our community is doing a great thing in terms of making amazing, awesome admins like Amanda and all the different people that we've met with all the different groups from the communities and the mentoring. So I've seen a lot of skills grow and a lot of awareness happen in those areas.
Well, what's interesting is that we're finally demonstrating that we can drink our own champagne in this regard, because instead of having siloed things, like, for example, at one point Trailhead was little badges that were kind of an on-ramp, and then the big certifications seemed as if they sort of lived on a different planet. Now we have those teams really working together to say, here's an integrated pathway that begins with some badges, very easy to discover and get you, some momentum going, and then move quickly into what's becoming a large palette of professional certifications. We tell our partners, for example, we need you to drive Lightning adoption. Well, now we're having certifications in facilitating that kind of process. And that, I really think, is the keystone in the arch, if you will, of getting people to where we want them to be. But that would be sort of a forward-looking statement, Julie.
So I think we have to go to the forward-looking statement. But one thing I want to say first is like the whole trailblazer thing and
Yes.
and how we're learning these days, that whole micro-education. That's a really big trend, and so seeing everybody learning that way and quickly just molds with how fast things are going these days.
And again, having people come to us and say, how could we build a trailhead for our industry or our company? And again, we're happy to be an exemplar for that kind of thing. Yeah.
So I think the keynote's going to have a lot of really interesting, engaging content inside of there, but before we get to that, we have entertainment. Before we get to entertainment, I just have to let you know that Salesforce is a publicly traded company and that we may make some forward-looking statements over the course of the keynote. So please make your buying decisions based on what you find on salesforce.com, our public website.
Thank you so much, Julie.